Increasing divisiveness in American politics generates new challenges for our democracy. How can we embody the spirit of toleration and cultivate more mutual understanding among citizens? We begin by listening.
The Spirit of Jazz and Democracy is a program of interactive lectures, concerts, workshops, and masterclasses that demonstrate how we can strengthen our democracy by taking lessons from jazz. The aim of American democracy is to secure freedom. Jazz is the music of freedom. I developed the program in 2016 with master drummer Paul F. Murphy, renowned pianist Larry Willis, celebrated poet Jerry Carroll, and philosopher Sybil Anderson. We engage audiences in intentional listening and free expression to illuminate the connections between jazz and democracy, and more importantly, to apply them. Our central concepts are improvisation, innovation, and freedom. And improvisation, innovation, and freedom are exemplified powerfully by Murphy and Willis. Their performances of total improvisation have been cited by Oxford's Grove Dictionary of American Music as a new direction in the jazz and art arena.
In fall 2017, with support from Maryland Humanities, we completed a semester-long residency at St. Mary's College of Maryland. We brought together students, faculty, staff, and community members to accomplish three main goals. The first was to celebrate jazz as the music of freedom, as a mode of self-liberation, and thus is the quintessentially American art form. Second, we wanted to show how jazz concepts like improvisation can be applied in daily life in ways that nurture democratic listening and practice. And finally, we wanted to help participants become aware of their value as individuals, like soloists in a jazz ensemble, so that they could see very clearly how they can have an impact in our democracy. The residency began and ended with two totally improvised concerts by Paul Murphy and Larry Willis, with guest performances by Dominic Fragman and poet Jerry Carroll. Dominic and I introduced the concerts by highlighting the connections between improvisation and liberation.
Between the concerts, we conducted workshops on improvisation, innovation, and the relationship between individuals and collectives. Dominic and I led master classes on swing, bebop, avant-garde, and total improvisation. A highlight of the series was having participants share during our final concert what they gained from the experience.
I think that what we see in the current state of America is that a lot of people are not voting or not participating in their communities, not because they do not care, but because they feel as though they are not cared about. So I think that something that I can do as an individual is go out and let people know that their voice matters, that they matter, that they are as powerful as the people that they want in office, and if they are not pleased with what people in elected office are doing, that they have an opportunity to run for office and be the change that they want to see, I think.
Hearing Paul and Dominic talk about jazz at intervals between performing it, I was most struck by their description of how, with jazz, one instrument will put out an idea, which will be taken up and responded to by another instrument, and then echoed and reshaped by a third, and so forth, with all instruments listening to one another and improvising their responses the whole way. I was imagining this kind of creative dialogue based on listening and responding that already often exists between teachers and students, and that could and should exist between employers and employees, between capital and labor, between voters and politicians, and even maybe one day between Democrats and Republicans.
We're grateful to Maryland Humanities and all of our supporters for making this residency possible, and we're excited about bringing the spirit of jazz and democracy to other communities in the near future.